anime games really all that bad? Now, recently, just this past year, Bleach got a new game called Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and I've been playing that game for the past week or so. I've been really enjoying it and having a good time. And not only that, but at the start of August, Demon Slayer got its second game, Hinokami Chronicles 2, which is just like the first game, but better. And I recently just finished the story mode of that game, and I've been really enjoying that game as well, having a good time. Now, this video stems from seeing hate for the Bleach Rebirth of Souls game, but not just the Bleach game. That was just kind of the final trigger for me to start really thinking about this and actually wanting to make a video about this. Because originally what gave me the idea was back during when Sparking Zero came out, and even before Sparking Zero, but especially Sparking Zero. When Sparking Zero came out, which I did play, which I have played on this channel, I have a full playthrough of it. If you want to go see me play through Sparking Zero, it's there on the channel. So when Sparking Zero came out, right, at first it was very much loved. Everybody loved it. But then later on, it started getting a lot of hate, and I, started thinking, well, I love this game. I love Sparking Zero. Okay, like this is an amazing story, right? Like, and you get the what ifs, and it's pretty much just everything you'd want in a Dragon Ball game. And then I started putting together, okay, why do people hate this game? Why do people hate Bleach Rebirth of Souls? Why do people hate other anime games? And through all my research of figuring out why people hate these games, looking through Reddit threads and shit like that, there was always one kind of common answer that I found between all these games, and it's the PvP aspect of these games. Which at first I was like, that kind of puzzled me, because I'm thinking, okay, now I'm not a PvP player. I've always been an RPG enjoyer, right? RPGs, gacha games, story mode games, right? Or anime games. Through all my experience with anime games, I've never was like, oh yeah, let me hop into PvP. I never really cared for that. I just like playing the story, right? I want to play the characters I see on the screen or in the manga, right? Like with Sparking Zero, pretty much the entire player base is gone just because of the PvP, which I find kind of insane. Now, maybe that's just me, but I've never played an anime game because of the PvP. I've never really cared about PvP in anime games, right? Because it's about the story, the anime itself. So I guess this video today is going to be kind of exploring, I guess for myself, trying to explain it to myself and maybe to y'all, why people hate PvP so much in these games, or at least personally for me, why they even care. So if you're ready to kind of dive into that just as much as I am, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to join GOD, and to let me know you like this type of content. And while you're down there, make sure to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the content that you like. And last but not least, a friend or family member, could be anybody, could be brother, sister, niece, nephew, son, daughter, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandpa, granddad. As I mentioned before, I got this original idea from Sparking Zero and then recently Bleach. So let's go and start with Sparking Zero. So if you don't know Sparking Zero is the newest installment of Dragon Ball games. It's basically supposed to be Budokai Tenkaichi 4, which is the most popular Dragon Ball game series, like kind of like the Ninja Storm for Naruto, and then you have Budokai Tenkaichi for Dragon Ball. So it's supposed to be the fourth installment. So the first three games, especially the last two, are like loved, like adored among all Dragon Ball fans, right? But here's the thing, they don't have PvP in those games. They have multiplayer, like you can play with your homies, but there's no PvP in those games, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, if those games are loved so much and they don't even have PvP, why is Sparking Zero hated so much? Why would you even care about the PvP if the original games were great without it? But now that it has PvP, now that correlation just doesn't really make a lot of sense for me. Because let's take a look at the history of Dragon Ball games, right? Fighters came out back in like 2017. I was in 7th grade. Okay, 2017, I was in 7th grade. I was like 12, 13, right? And Fighters is actually like an arena fighter, like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, that kind of style. So that's like Dragon Ball's fighting game. So if you want to play, if you want to like actually have a fighting game in Dragon Ball games, you play Fighters. But every other Dragon Ball game doesn't really have PvP. I mean, Xenoverse does, right? I don't know if that was before or after. I think maybe Battle of Gods does, but that game, ain't nobody like that game. Ultimate Tenkaichi might, I'm not really sure. Anyways, the original BT3 games did not have PvP, but Sparking Zero does, right? And so I'm thinking, okay, well, this game is the greatest Dragon Ball game of all time, period. It's just the original greatest Dragon Ball games of all time, but better, but like modernized, and it has more characters and shit like that. Now, the PvP isn't the only aspect of why people don't like Sparking Zero, but I'm mostly talking about the PvP aspect, because there's some things like the maps or the costumes or yada yada yada, but I don't really care. Okay, I like story games, okay, and Dragon Ball is a story. Anime is story. The most important part of the anime is the damn story, right? Now, you know, in terms of like the game, like you play through the story of the game, right? And so I don't really understand why people even care about the PvP aspect. Yeah. So it's like if Dragon Ball games historically never really, I mean, Xenoverse 2 had PvP, which I think is pretty good. I mean, I think I never really played it that much, but when I did, I found it cool. I mean, PvP in Xenoverse is pretty cool. I mean, especially since you had your own player character, so most people, you would just play as your own player character, so like you can, you know, so it was pretty cool, right? At least I think. I don't know, maybe people hate it, I don't know, I don't never play PvP, right? So my mentality is, if people love these Dragon Ball games, right, that don't even have, like the original Budokai Tenkaichi series, that don't have PvP, right, but we hate Sparking Zero and it has PvP, I just kind of think we're looking at Sparking Zero and some of these other anime games completely wrong. I just think that's how it is, right? Anime games are not known to have good PvP, are not known for PvP. They're just supposed to give you, the watcher, the viewer, the ability to play as the characters you're seeing on the screen or in the book, the manga. And so that's how I view it. I just want to play through the story. I want to play the characters, right? When Goku shoots a Kamehameha, I want to shoot the Kamehameha. I want to play that. In Sparking Zero, probably has the best story mode. I mean, it got all the what ifs that we fanfic about. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the fanfics, the what if stories that we fans fanfic about. And so that's all I really care about. That's all that matters, really, is the story. It's anime. Like, I mean, that's not the only thing that matters, but that's the kind of the main point, is the story, right? Playing through the story mode. That's kind of what I mean. And Dragon Ball games historically have always been about the story mode. I mean, all the Budokai Tenkaichi games just tell the same exact story over and over again. Like pretty much every Dragon Ball game, besides like Xenoverse and maybe Battle of Gods, Battle of Z, the game, you just play through the entire Dragon Ball story. Like pretty much all Dragon Ball games, except for like a handful, you play through the entire Dragon Ball story. It's just modernized, updated graphics, whatever it is. Dragon Ball games have always been that. So why is it now? Oh, now it's all about the PvP. When it's like, gang, I've never ever saw an anime game and was like, yeah, I can't wait to play against random strangers online. Can't wait to get into the PvP. No, I mean, I just want to play through the story and maybe play with the homies, but that's it. I don't care about PvP, and I didn't think most people would. It's an anime game. It's a Dragon Ball game. You know, it's always been about the story. And if you really want to play PvP, go play Fighters. It's right there. You got infinite amount of what if stories. You got the custom battle mode where you can make your own maps, so you could play other people's stories. Like, that's cool. Like, that's the best part about the game, is the what ifs and the custom battles. And the graphics are insane. The animations are insane. What are we talking about here, right? But this video is entirely about Sparking Zero. I also mentioned Bleach. Like I mentioned earlier, Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Now, Bleach Rebirth of Souls, I've never played the PvP, right? And I've been having a lot of fun with the Bleach game. Only thing I don't really like the gameplay that much. I mean, it's cool with the whole I don't know if you know about this, but basically, let me just explain it right quick. So basically, in Bleach Rebirth of Souls, you don't really have health, because in Bleach, you don't really have health. It's all about like spiritual pressure and shit. So like you have like Konpaku, and Konpaku is basically like your lives. So like you usually have like 8 or 9, I think, some 8 or 9 like lives. And basically you have to attack them, which lowers their health bar, which is called Reishi, their Reishi bar, until it gets into the red, or you can just knock it all the way down. But when it gets in the red, or when you knock it all the way down, you can use an ultimate, right? And if you knock it all the way down, it automatically does the ultimate, and I think it does like an extra bit of damage. But when you get him in the red, you can hit him and basically unleash your ultimate, which is your key cone. And when you hit him with that, it does like, you know, like the animation, and hits him with the ultimate, and it's a guaranteed hit. Once you hit him with the key cone move in the red, it's automatic. Like, you hit him into the red. Anyways, you get the point. Okay, it's an automatic hit. You get him in the red, and then you knock him back, and then it's a guaranteed hit, right? Once you hit him, it locks them into the animation when you get him in the red. Or if you knock him all the way down, like I mentioned before, it automatically puts you into the ultimate, okay? Into the animation, into the cutscene, right? But I've never played the PvP because I don't care about that. But I've really been loving the Bleach game, okay? And I haven't even gotten into Bleach until recently, but it's already up there. Like, I mean, the story is cool, the world building is cool, the power system is cool. Very complicated, annoying. Well, it's not that complicated, but it's annoying because everything is in like 16 different languages. But it's cool. Like, I like it. And so I've been really enjoying the game. Like, the story mode, it's not just like a very linear story. Like, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. I'm in the Arrancar arc. I haven't fully finished. I'm in the Arrancar arc, where basically you're at the point where it's like you're going through each. It's like right after Aizen gets away, after saving Rukia. After you save Rukia, Aizen gets away with the Hyogoku. It goes into that where you see like each individual stories. So I think it's cool how the story mode is built, where it's like these different paths. It's not just like a linear story of then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. It's like different paths, and there's different cut scenes, different whatever. There's different scenes and like things that are happening at the same time. You can play them like it's not just linear. Basically is what I'm saying. There's these different pathways, and I think it's really cool the way they done it. I think the gameplay is cool, even though like it's kind of tedious because you got to basically kill them 9 times. We don't have to kill them 9 times because like your key cone, like your ultimate move does like, it can range from like 2 to 5 damage. So basically, kind of just depends on your move. But basically, you got to kill them multiple times. Is essentially why it's just a little bit tedious. Other than that, I think the system, like the concept of it is really cool. I really like the story mode. I like the fact that you unlock all the characters at the beginning of the game. The story is mad long, and it's like I said, it has all these different paths. So it's like, it's going to take you forever to get to the end of the game. So I like that it gives you all the characters at the start. I think that's cool. And then it has like the DLCs. I've recently like saw a Reddit thread. I didn't read it entirely, but it was like, you know, hating on the Bleach, like the Bleach Rebirth of Souls. This game died, and it's like, gang, it came out this year. How is the game already dead? Like this game, like this game's player base is gone. Or this because I was watching Cyriax play through his because he's doing like an Ichigo series where he plays through all the different Ichigos, and I've been watching through that, and I saw some comments on there. Shout out to Cyriax for keeping up with this dead ass game. And it's like, how is the game dead? It came out like a couple months ago. Like, it came out this year. So it's just like, how? Like, why do people, and I was reading like the Reddit thread, people are hating on it because of the PvP. It's like, gang, why you care about that? You know? And I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I should care about the PvP, but I don't, you know. And I just never understood why. Because even if we look at the history of anime games, the first ever anime games were light novels, right? Literally, like, you're watching the anime and then you have like interactive like choices, right? Remember that one anime game that I forget what it's called. Monaka was like, she was like a yandere and she like breaks your damn game itself. The club, it was like a club. There's like a girl named Sayori, and she ends up uninstalling life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forget what it's called. It was like the little literature club. It's something literature club. I forget what it's called. I can, like, I forget what it's called. I can see it in my head. Like, it's something literature club. Anyways, Monaka is the main op. Like, all the original anime games were all like that. Anime games were always about the story. Now, I know anime games don't have a lot of like retention rate because of, well, you play the game once and then you play with your bros and then you never touch this shit again. And it's like, yeah, that's the point, gang. You're supposed to play through the story and then never touch this shit again. Like, that's what, like, I know a lot of people complain about, like, oh, well, like, remember when My Hero came out with a game called Ultra Rumble? I actually have like one video of it on this channel, like way back when, like a year ago. And that's what they call it, a live service game. But it was kind of like, it's like Fortnite, but like My Hero. So it's basically a battle royale, but instead of guns, it's My Hero quirks. But that game flopped. right? Which, I mean, the game, I mean, it's fun, but it's like, it's not even like that rewarding, right? Like My Hero, like Ultra Rumble, like I said, it was like Fortnite, but it was like, it just felt like you're playing for no reason. Like the battle pass was like, the best you can get was like maybe like, oh, instead of Todoroki having a blue outfit, it's like slightly greener. It's like, really, bro? I'm not paying, like, I'm not playing, no. So I can understand that aspect, but it's like, but for the most part, anime games are supposed to be, you play through the story, maybe play the multiplayer with your bros, like, and that's it. You never touch the shit again. Like my first ever anime game or Dragon Ball game, my first Dragon Ball game or anime game in general was Raging Blast. Well, I don't know if it was my first ever anime game, but my first Dragon Ball game was Raging Blast, the first one. I was like 5, 6 or 7, like kindergarten, first grade. And I had a friend down the block and he had the game and we'd play it. And then I was like, yeah, let me get it myself. So I played the game, I played through the story, and then I got another controller so I can play with my little brother. And then after that, I never touched the shit again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I go back and replay through the story. And to me, that's all what anime games, especially Dragon Ball games, are about. I mean, another great anime game franchise I mentioned briefly before, the Ninja Storm games for Naruto. I don't think I've ever really seen a complaint, to be honest, about the Naruto games. Everybody loves the Naruto games. And I'm starting to think, okay, why do people love the Naruto games so much, right? Ain't nobody ever talks about the PvP when it comes to Naruto games. And anytime I see anybody talk about the Naruto games, they're like, oh yeah, the story's so great. The story's fantastic. And Ninja Storm 4 is my favorite, but Ninja Storm 3 is my favorite because of the story. Man, you can't lie, that story is amazing. Okay. So from my perspective, from what I've seen, okay, this is all my opinion at the end of the day. It's a golden take. It's a hot take. What I've seen is that, okay, people love the Naruto games because of the story. And it's an anime game. Nobody really ever talked about the PvP. I've never seen anybody play. Like, I've never seen a YouTuber play the Naruto PvP. This shit could be the greatest PvP of all time. This shit could be dog shit. I've never seen it. I've never done it. Actually, that's a lie. I think I may have done it on this channel. Shit, I've even seen more of the Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 than of the Naruto story games PvP. But nobody's ever talking about it. So people love the story. But when it comes to Sparking Zero, it's like, nah, this shit trash. When it's like, gang, you can do more in Sparking Zero in the story than you can in Naruto. You can have the what if battles that we all love. You know, we can have the fanfics. Like, they listen to the fans. They gave us what we wanted. So why are there complaints? So I just think we're looking at, because, I mean, Naruto, I think we're just looking at anime games, especially Dragon Ball games, in general, just in the wrong light. I mean, shit, Naruto fans can appreciate their games. They play the game and are like, man, this is great. And then they never touch this shit again. Which is, I think that's how it should be. Anime games aren't supposed to be about PvP. They're not supposed to be fighters. They're not supposed to be what they call it, like arena fight. This isn't Smash Bros. This is anime. This is Dragon Ball. Just play through the story. This is Naruto, right? This is Bleach. Play through the story as your favorite characters and then never touch the shit again. At least that's the way I see it. Even in the Persona games, I'm playing Persona. I don't know if you can hear it that well, but I'm playing Persona music right now, right? It's Memento's theme song. Even the Persona games, Persona 5 Royal being my favorite, and followed by Persona 3 Reload. The Persona games are all about the story. I mean, the fighting is cool too, but it's very repetitive. It's kind of the same thing over and over again because it's turn-based, but it's all about the story. I don't ever see anybody really complaining about the Persona games, right? I mean, this shit don't even have PvP. So maybe the lesson, I guess, is maybe just don't put PvP in anime games and just have the story. Therefore, nobody can complain about the PvP if it don't even be there, if it don't even exist, right? I mean, because look at Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I mean, there's some pretty mixed reviews, mostly because the story cuts things out. You like the, Vegeta Final Flash scene. Like, it cuts things out sometimes. But, like, for the most part, it just tells the story. And I think most people like it. Most people find Kakarot cool. I mean, most people are kind of iffy about it, but that's just because of the story. It has nothing to do with PvP, which I don't think it has. At least I've never played it. I've never seen it. And also because sometimes the gameplay is a little like annoying, repetitive, but I think maybe that's just the lesson. Just don't put PvP in Dragon Ball games, especially Dragon Ball games, because you put PvP in Dragon Ball games and people go ape shit. I actually forgot to mention for some reason, I thought about it, but then I never said it. But if you don't know how Sparking Zero PvP at least originally worked, is basically you have the normal PvP, which is where you just play characters and just, you know, fight. But in ranked, you have something called DPS, which DPS is basically like, it's basically the way it works is like each character has different points. I've never played it, but I've seen a little bit of it. Not too much because I don't care about PvP, but basically you have like points. Like each character has points, and the more points they have, the more expensive they are to put on your team. And you only have like 15, right? So like the more expensive ones have like 5, the weaker ones have like 2. I'm pretty sure something like that. If you want a full team, you have to balance it out. But like if you just pick the strong people, which are like 5s, so instead of having a full team of 5, you would just have 3. Or maybe even 2. I'm not really sure how exactly the points go, but that's essentially how it is. The highest points are the strongest characters, the lowest points are the more weaker characters. So people would always pick Gogeta and Vegeta because those have the most points and they do the most damage. Because the more expensive they are, the more damage they do. So people would just pick Gogeta and Vegeta, Super Saiyan blue Gogeta and blue Vegeta, and just do that over and over again. They fixed it now to where like it's more balanced. But yeah, originally people would just do Gogeta and Vegeta, and that's why people hated it, and a lot of people left the game. But it's like, why would you leave the game because of the PvP when it's like, okay, but what about the story? Like the whole point of the game, the story mode that they put a lot of work into, the fanfic, the gameplay, the what ifs, I mean, the custom battles. Like you went and spent $70 on a Dragon Ball game for the PvP. Like to me, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like you spent money on an anime game for not the story of the anime. Like, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, if I'm buying an anime game, I'm playing through story mode. Like I'm doing with Bleach. Like I did with Hinokami Chronicles. I love the Demon Slayer games. Now, they're not the most, like, elaborate, but that's just because Demon Slayer is a pretty simple anime. But I still love it. I still enjoy it. Still cool. No complaints from me. If you don't know, Hinokami Chronicles, the Demon Slayer games, are made by CyberConnect, who also makes the Naruto games. And I've never seen anybody complain about the Demon Slayer games. Any complaint about the Demon Slayer games, it's just a complaint about the Demon Slayer anime. Like it's just too simple. The story too short. I've never seen anybody complain about the Demon Slayer games and the Naruto games. Maybe CyberConnect should just make all games, all anime games. Ain't nobody will ever complain again. Maybe that's the lesson. I pretty much just said everything I needed to say, kinda. I didn't want this video to be that long anyways. I'm just kind of confused on why people even care about PvP in anime games. For me, anime games are always you play through the story that you watch on TV. You get to like, oh yeah, I'm Goku, and then you never touch this shit again. Or like me personally, I'm kind of weird. So I like to just like, even when Sparking Zero, like I like to mod games. So I get all my games on PC. That's what I like to do. So like when it comes to anime games, I like to mod. So basically I would just like mod in games and then just like put them in training mode or in versus battle, right? And that's personally what I like to do. I just play through the story and then I go back maybe and I just go in the versus mode and just like, I just like to do all the ultimates or like just play around, you know, for fun, which I think that's what it really should be, you know, for fun. Like I don't care about the damn, you know what I'm saying? But you know, maybe that's just me. I think we're just kind of just looking at anime games wrong. Anime games have never really been about PvP, at least to me. I mean, most anime games up until very recently didn't even have PvP. I've never heard anybody talk about Naruto Ninja Storm PvP. I mean, you have Shinobi Strikers, which kind of flopped a little bit, but you have Shinobi Strikers. I played that. That was fun. You don't play Ninja Storm games for PvP. I mean, you can. I mean, it's there, but you don't do that for that. You know what I mean? I don't see people playing Demon Slayer for the PvP or people like, oh yeah, man, I don't want to play Demon Slayer because the PvP is bad. Like, gang, play through the story. You know what I'm saying? Play with your homies. Play with yourself. Pause. So I just think, at the end of the day, I just don't think we should really care about the PvP in anime games because anime is about the anime, the story, like the anime itself. Anyways, maybe that's just me. I said my piece. I didn't want this video to be long. I didn't research this at all. This is just straight off the top of the Chrome Dome. I came up with this idea literally today, like just a couple hours ago before I recorded this. So don't flame me too much in the comments like, oh, well, you need to do your research. No, I'm not gonna. This is just off the top of the Chrome Dome. This is something I felt and I wanted to talk about. It's a more natural video, right? I wanted to be a more natural video, you know, instead of it's this, you know, and not really like okay, let me research the history of every single anime game of all time. Nah, I'm good off those. But anyways, I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Maybe I'm spinning, maybe I'm not. I mean, I'm not saying you have to like the anime games. I'm just saying, I'm just asking, why do you even care about the PvP? I'm genuinely curious. Like, I'm not roasting anybody or hating on anybody or stomping on anybody. It's like, like, I'm just genuinely asking, why do you care about PvP? It's an anime game. Like, why do you care? Like, go play Tekken, go play Mortal Kombat, go play, I don't know, whatever PvP game people play nowadays. I don't play PvP. I play story mode games. I play gacha games, right? I play fucking Goddess of Victory Nikkei and Zenless Zone Zero. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about PvP, especially not in anime games. While you're down there commenting, leaving your hate comments saying that I'm trashing and that I'm not cooking, that I overcooked, undercooked, and you hate me, while you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe to join GLD and to let me know if you like this type of content. And while you're down there, might as well turn on post notifications so you don't miss the content that you literally liked. And last but not least, you should tell a friend or family member. Helps the content grow, the channel grow, spreads the word. You don't have to watch alone. It could be anybody. It could be your brother, sister, niece, nephew, son, daughter, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandpa, granddad. My name is Goldie, aka GLD, and that's all I got for today. So, bye-bye.